West and pay us a visit. It's outside from that dredge channel. The natural water depth this evening at the deepest was only 30 or 33 feet deep, so extremely shallow. Now what's an even bigger contrast as well is most reef lines like this would develop on the edge of a continental shelf. That means immediately after this reef line, we're supposed to drop down to well over 1,000 feet deep immediately. That's not the case here either. We can leave from this point, continue on that southerly trek towards Cuba, another 6 or 7 miles from here, and only be in about 100 or 200 feet deep of water. Now, if we continue on that trek towards Cuba, the water does get over a mile deep in selective areas, but you would have to go a considerable distance to find water depths such as that. I just wanted to start out like this to give everybody a really good idea of where we brought you to, water depth, that sort of thing. Then I start talking about all the coral and the fish. I'm going to start talking about the corals first, because when you look down through the glass, you're going to see some fish, and you will know that you're looking at a fish. Now, you might not know what type of fish it is, but you'll know it's a fish. But when you're looking at the coral, it's a lot more complex. It's a lot more important. As a matter of fact, if the coral wasn't here, these fish wouldn't be here. They wouldn't even exist. Key West wouldn't exist as we know it either. So there again, I'll start talking about the corals, and then I promise I'll get into all the fish. Now, there's really two types of coral. There's soft coral and hard coral. Out here at the reef, there is no sea grass, there's no sea plants, and there's no sea sponge. Now, it's not that we don't have those things, we definitely do. All of those other things, though, are typically found in our lagoon. There again, that's the area we passed over from Key West to reach the reef line. So when you look down through the glass, if you see anything that kind of resembles a plant, anything kind of moving around in the currents of the water, much like a plant or tree would in the breeze, keep in mind those aren't plants at all. All of those are living forms of soft corals. When you look down through the glass and see the things that look structured or boulderous, keep in mind those aren't rocks. All of those are living forms of hard corals. So it's very important to keep in mind when you're looking at either one, what you're really looking at is hundreds, and in many cases even thousands, of tiny living marine animals or organisms known as coral polyps. Now they're grown together in groups or colonies to form those structures that you're viewing. Now from the boat we can't see any one individual coral polyp. That's because they don't get very big at all, only about the size of a mat chin. They're clear, gelatinous like a jellyfish. They're barrel-shaped. They have a small slit opening for a mouth that has tentacles that will extend from themselves. Usually at nighttime, they do that to trap their food, things like zooplankton. They'll also retain a small amount of algae within themselves. That's what enables most corals to get their color. Now, each coral polyp also has an exoskeleton. It's very important to keep in mind that we wear our skeletons on the inside of us. They just happen to wear theirs on the outside of them. Now, the only protection